I'm watching the Bargain Bin Bros. You're goddamn right.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bargain Bin Bros. This is the first time I've ever been by myself. I don't know where all my bros are at, but I'm sure they'll filter in here very soon. So if there are any issues with the audio at all, let me know. If the music's too loud, give me a ring. Like I said, first time ever I've been on my own. So I'm going to check in with the chat here in just 1 second, but thank you everyone for joining today. Just got back from San Diego Comic-Con, a little sunburnt. And yeah, it was a really good show, even without Sideshow being there. Had a great time. So let me turn down this music just a little bit here. How's everyone doing this morning? So let me start off here with a quick little warm-up topic. We're gonna let a few folks filter in, and then we'll get going on talking about all the Hot Toys announcements here. A lot of really exciting stuff. So a lot of teases, and a lot of things that could be really expensive. So the hobby is changing. I'm a bit nervous about it, if I'm going to be honest, because I think a few folks have mentioned it's similar to the shoe game, right? Where things are going to be very, very exclusive, and that's one of the reasons why I got out of the shoe game. So to have it trend in that direction, a bit scary to me, but we're going to be on this journey together. So let's start here. So like I said, there was no Sideshow at Comic-Con, which meant no Hot Toys. But there's plenty of other stuff to kind of pique my interest. And so I think the company that is tempting me the most, I have no items from this company at all. No art prints, no albums. They do these really beautiful album covers, which we can pull up here in a second. And then no 1/6 figures. And I know they do some smaller scale as well. But going by their booth, I was kind of blown away, honestly, by the improvement in quality from what I've seen. So last year at Comic-Con, they had a few of the X-Men figures on display. So they had the Magneto, they had Wolverine, and I'm forgetting which other ones, and a few of the Batman ones. And I have been tempted, but they've always fallen just below the mark that I'd want them to be at the price point that they're asking, right? They're kind of in that $215 to $250-ish range with some outliers in there. And so I was, do I want to spend this money on these figures, or do I want to put this towards Hot Toys? So, historically I've decided, I'm going to hold off on collecting Mondo because it could be a slippery slope. But some of these protos that I saw here at the show had me very, very tempted. So the X-Men line, like I said, I haven't gone down that route. I've looked at that Sabretooth. The big Sabretooth kind of reminded me of collecting action figures as a kid. And so was really, really curious to dive in there. But I think they asked $250 for the deluxe and then $225 for the standard version. And I was just like, that's a lot of money. But the standard's still around. Now, I don't know how much longer until it sells out, but I'm curious because it's a larger figure. So have my eye on that. In this Omega Red, again, kind of brings me back to collecting action figures as a kid. The X-Men line and the Batman cartoon were some of the first action figures I ever had, along with Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. So definitely, dating myself right there. And this Omega Red is it's incredible, honestly. All the artistry, all the detail. It's got just about everything that I could want from a 1/6, 90s X-Men figure. So I don't believe that they've announced a price point on this one. Anyone in the chat, if you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But that one really, when I saw that, I was like, blown away by it. And then this Phantasm. Now, obviously, Mask of the Phantasm being one of the best animated movies out there, right? I think it had a theatrical run. I remember being a kid and my dad taking me to the movies. And it's such a simple design that I think, I think it's one that I could potentially add. But let's see what Bob Dylan is saying right here. Bob Dylan is saying, "Stay strong, Marco. You've got a great live action collection. Don't slip back into toys." That's a great point, Bob, because it really is trending a lot more towards that toy territory, where Hot Toys I kind of value a bit more, right? In that they're like shrunken down versions of these characters. And so the backsliding could be, a very slippery slope. So appreciate that encouragement to stay strong there. So let me check in with the rest of the chat here. Folks are filtering in. We got Beskar Kid, Bargain Bin Bros. That's not what I Googled. Yeah, there's yeah, not a lot of bros in here for sure. So thank you for joining Beskar Kid and Bob Dylan. Absolute Irwin, Bargain Bin Bros minus the bros. Yeah, I've sent out the signal. This was kind of a last second stream. Sent out the signal to a few folks, so we'll see who may filter in here. You never know. You never know what guest appearances will pop up. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy my first solo stream. So it's it's kind of fun to be up here by yourself. You don't have to worry about Bretta interrupting you. Other people talking smack to you. So it's kind of refreshing, honestly. Gigi. Oh, so this is a big update on our life. Gigi is taking the bar this morning. So another reason why I was like primed and ready to just jump on a stream. So yeah, dropped her off at the hotel that she's staying at, which is right across from our convention center, where she'll be taking the exam for the next 2 days. So very excited for her, very anxious for her. And so, Gigi, she's a strong personality. She'll tell me to shut it when she doesn't need my feedback. So I've been trying to just lay back, just like, okay, if she needs something, she'll come to me. And if not, she'll be in her own headspace to kind of get ready for the exam. So Absolute Irwin, thank you for joining here. Let's see, we got AJ Agrusa in the house. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Hey, AJ, thank you for being in here. Really appreciate that. We got the talented Renz Tolentino in the house. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Renz. Thank you for joining, brother. Let's see. We got Mark P in the house as well. Mark P, here we go. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Mark P. Appreciate the support. We got Cuervo in the house. Yo, what's up, bud? Cuervo, did you make it out after that, that night that we had over at Comic-Con? That was, really great. We had Danny Lee out with us. Eddie was out, Cuervo, a whole cast of characters, and really good time. So, yeah, got a little bit more after it than I even anticipated. So, yeah, let me know if you're still doing all right. Are you still recovering with your old self? Let's see. We had the Jedi Knights watch in the house. Got to work, but stopping to say hi to my guy Marco. Hey, Graham, thank you for joining. Appreciate the support, brother. Hopefully we'll have all the Bargain Bin Bros back together here very soon. Renz wishing good luck to Gigi. Hey, thank you, Renz. I will pass that along. Like I mentioned, it's a 2-day exam, so she'll be regrouping later this evening, and I might take her some food, whatever she needs right now. I'm just trying to be the supportive husband, and it cuts both ways. If I can support her on this, then she supports me on my hobbies, and hopefully we'll jump on a stream here in the near future. So excited to have another She Said No podcast episode with Gigi actually on. That is what I'm holding out hope for. But Beskar Kid passing along. Good luck to Gigi as well. Beskar Kid, thank you so much. We got Jose Hernandez in the house. Morning, everyone. Hey, Jose, thank you for joining, brother. Appreciate this. We got Absolute Irwin. Gigi, you got this. Hey, thank you. We got Calvin in the house. Sup, y'all? Calvin, I did send the link, though, so if you want to jump in, I think you have a job lined up for this morning, but at any point in time, yeah, just hop on in here. We got Cuervo saying good luck to Gigi. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, I will pass all the well wishes along to her. Cuervo saying, UMF. It took me a half a day, but yeah, I did recover. Damn, we never even had a chance to say bye. I know we were ships passing in the night. I think, there were just so many of us out there. It was hard to kind of say bye to everyone. I think Useby was the one that I was able to embrace the most, and everyone else was just kind of like, bye. So yeah, next year we'll sort it out, and we've got Disney coming up. So let's see, King Dingling in the house. Let me back up here. Deep breath. A live stream ain't a live stream without King Dingling. So hey, thank you for joining in here. While I give Bretta a chance to join, I'm going to just continue down this route here. But the last thing I have to say about Mondo, so that Man Bat, I believe, sold out. They were selling it at the booth at Comic-Con and then also online. was very tempted because I did love Man Bat in the cartoon. It's really interesting design. Obviously, it's a bit reductive of a character design, but yeah, overall, I think it's like just a really, really neat concept. But I held strong. I think it was on the higher end. Bretta, what's going on?
Hello, hello. How are you, Marco? Good morning.
I'm doing terrific.
For you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's morning for me
over
right now.
here. Hello, everyone in the chat. And what you're talking about? Mondo.
Yeah, so I was talking about Mondo. So obviously, with Sideshow not being at Comic-Con, my eyes were wandering a little bit. I was looking at other pieces, and this was kind of the strongest representation of 1/6. So that Mondo had a bunch of the prototypes in their own booth, a few of them for sale, or a few of the announcements for sale, and then at the Dark Horse booth, they had this Doomslayer, which I've got here in the bottom right corner. And of all of them, this is probably the most tempted I am. Like all the accessories, it comes with the chainsaw, it comes with the BFG, it comes with the demon head. I forget what those enemies are called. Did you play any of the Doom games? Are you tempted by this one at all?
I remember I played the Doom, the first one, years ago. Didn't play the latest games. I know there are some new games, but I didn't play them. So I don't know much about these, sorry.
I will say, obviously you've got a large backlog like myself, but those modern Doom games are incredible. I'm not a huge first-person shooter person at all, but they're so much fun. They're just frenetic.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if it's exactly for me, because I like first-person shooters, but I'm more into the story.
Yeah.
I know this is a newbie talk, but I love the Call of Duty campaign modes.
Same with me, honestly. That's the only reason.
Campaign,
That's the only reason I ever pick up any Call of Duties is for the campaign, because playing online is fun, especially if you got a crew, but it's so fucking frustrating, especially when there's people.
If you don't enter when the game is new, because then you can start to rank up fast. If you are going midway, you are already too late.
Exactly, and
my score is always horrible.
Yeah, and there's people that are just on there every day, right? Online every day playing completely. This game.
And I was back in the day. I was really good at playing CS, the 1.6.
Oh, Counter-Strike. That's way back in the day.
Yeah, I had a team before and everything, but now the kids, they learn too fast, and my reflexes are not the same as they were 20 years ago. So
against all these digital natives, right, that are born with a controller in their hand, whooping our asses.
But about Mondo, I don't know much about this line. I don't know if you saw anything there, but I did love the what they are doing. I do love what they are doing with the Masters of the Universe. They have the Battle Cat, they have Eamon, they have Adam. I think they have Panther too. Panther 2 and Skeletor 2, right?
Skeletor. So I think the Skeletor
they are going
was
deep on this.
They are. The Skeletor one was the one I was most tempted by, but Masters of the Universe was a little bit outside of my. I was already a bit too young when that was finishing its run, but I had a bunch of the figures, but only because my dad would go to flea markets and buy them all for me, right? So I had I think He-Man's castle, right? Was what is it? I forget
Castle
the name
of Grayskull.
There we go. So I had the castle, I had a bunch of the figures, but really no connection to the properties. They were just cool action figures I had. So
yeah, Eamon was. I think I grew up with Eamon and was the cartoon I watched the most. But truth to be told, he didn't age well. Some time ago, I said, okay, let's review the Eamon. But it's still funny. Eamon had one thing that is curious. I don't know if you know about this, but in the end of each episode, there was each episode had some educational meaning to it. And in the end of each episode, now I forgot the name of. Do you remember the name of that small? The purple one, that he could fly.
I don't.
Eamon, what's the name? I have this name here.
I know who you're. Okay, I know who you're talking about, but I don't recall the name. Yeah.
It's not Orgo. No, I cannot.
I can look it up really quick.
No, it's fine. every end of episode you would bring Orko. Exactly, Orko. Thank you, Erwin. End of each episode you will bring something for the kids to understand about what happened in this episode, and always a lesson. And was interesting. It was interesting that thing.
That's what shows kind of did back in the day, right? Because G.I. Joe would do the same thing, I remember.
After He-Man, I did watch She-Ra. I don't know if you know She-Ra?
She's the spin-off female, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned about a lot of this stuff from, there's a Netflix show called, I forget what it's called.
Movies That Made Us?
I think it's the movies that made us, but it's like a spin-off of that. It's like the toys that made us, right?
Toys
so there's
that made us.
There
Okay.
you go. So I learned a
Toys
lot
that made
about
us.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, probably not also your time, but there was a live-action movie, He-Man and the Masters of Universe, with Dolph Lundgren
Dolph Lundgren.
Playing-
Okay, there you go.
playing He-Man. Did you ever watch?
I don't know that I've ever actually seen it, honestly.
Okay.
That and the
Was a
Conan
movie,
Barbarian,
87.
I haven't seen.
The movie is horrible, everyone knows, but in 87, when I was 6 years old, seeing He-Man in a live-action movie, I loved it. For me, it was the best movie ever. Seeing He-Man with a sword and pushing the sword. I have the power.
Yeah.
No, there.
Sometimes when
that
you're a
was-
kid, you could just be easily, like the Spawn film. Again, I'm aging myself here, but the Spawn film, when it
Spawn
came out, I
is
was like old enough to
99?
appreciate the more, I think it was maybe 99, maybe if not a bit earlier, but I was old enough to appreciate the more mature stuff, but not too old where I was like all jaded. I was like, oh, this is just so cool that you get to see a live action Spawn.
That, you know what was the best thing about Spawn? The soundtrack.
Yeah,
The movie
yes,
soundtrack was really good.
that era, right? Because I think it came out around the same time as Mortal Kombat, just like such club bangers that they had no right being that good. But let me check in with the chat here really quick, and then we can get talking to some figures that people actually want to hear about. So let's see. We got Absolute Irwin saying when it's up to Bretta, AJ Agrusa as well.
Hello.
We got Gilbert Almazan. The Omega Red looks dope. Yeah, the Omega Red is tempting, but like Bob Dylan said, I'm trying not to backslide into the the toys, but adding someone on this list may be in my near future. We'll see. There's so much stuff dropping though. It's hard to prioritize. That's kind of what we do here on the Bargain Bin Bros. Conquer Knight saying X-Men Mondo is my favorite line of figures. The colors really pop. Yeah, they're beautiful, honestly, and that's the problem is the line, right? You start collecting one, and you're gonna want all of them. But that's awesome that you've taken the plunge. So thank you for joining. Cuervo was asking the Battle Cat and Panther armor on Mondo. Yeah, that's what Bretta was talking about. Yeah, they
But
all
you saw
looked
them
incredible.
there?
I
Did you
did,
saw them
honestly.
there?
I did, yeah. So I don't have any images of them on here, but yeah, everything that Mondo was doing looks incredible. Along with their freaking art prints, they've got one for Spider-Man 2, which I'll send you here, where they've got Venom in the middle and Miles and Peter battling, and it looks so dang
Just
good.
let me ask you, did they show anything there, Thundercats, or no?
I'm not as familiar with Thundercats.
Jesus
so
Christ,
in terms of Mondo, I know it's just outside of my area of appreciation, but I know that they had some at some other booths. I think Super 7 had like the full fortress, the full Battle Cats compound, but I don't recall if Mondo showed anything off. Maybe someone in the chat can remind us. And we got Shane 16 Figure Focus. Shane, new addition to the fam, huh? That's a weird way to put it, but
Yeah, exactly. I'm a dog dad now, so
awesome. You
cool.
got to tell us all
Best
about
companion
it.
ever.
That's right. Let me check in with the chat, and then I'm going to have you tell us all about your new addition here. So we got Baby Boy in the house. Hey, Baby Boy, thank you for joining. Let's see. Oh, my God. We got Braden in the house. Yo, Marco and Bretta. Hey, Braden, thank you for joining. We got Big Rib in the house. Hey, thank you for being in here. AJ Agrusa saying these figures look awesome. None of them are in my lane, but these look very well done. Yeah, that's the tough part. It's like you want to stay in the lane, but they're getting better and better, so making it harder. Commander Green in the house. Hey, Marco and Bretta. Hey, thank you for joining. We got Action in the Box in the house. Hello, collectors. Hey, thank you for being in here. Let's see. We got AJ Agrusa saying things hit totally different when you're a kid. Yeah, you could just appreciate things so much more. Big Rib saying Masters of the Universe was awesome, but corny now. Still awesome. Yeah, a lot of the things that we grew up on, including these, 90s X-Men, still, holds up a little bit, but it's still a little bit corny. So Battle Cat and Panther. We got El Profesoro in the house. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Profi, thank you for being in here. Listened to a lot of your thoughts yesterday on these Hot Toys announcements that we're going to talk about. So let's see. Cuervo Bread, I'll send you a picture of the Master of the Universe stuff. Appreciate you on that. Let's see what else. Let's see. AJ, our absolute was saying Mario was busy checking the baddies at SDCC. Honestly, so no comment on the baddies, but the costumes are incredible. Like that alone. So when people talk about writer strike and actor strike and no sideshow, still like an incredible show. All the spectacle. It was I had the time of my life on top of meeting up with lots of friends. So and then Profi is saying, Erwin, if you only knew. Yeah.
Because basically, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there are a lot of people going to San Diego Comic-Con only for the cosplay thing, right?
I think so, honestly. I think a lot of people and they do it to the tease. Like, people were asking me if I was going to dress up, and I was like, I would never be in the same league. You would have to invest so much time and money to just even feel comfortable being out there. And I get, some folks will have lower end costumes, but there are ones that are incredible. Like, I saw a full rhino from the Spider-Man game. Jeez. Like, this person must have been damn near 7 feet tall. It was wild. So Shane, tell us about the new pup.
Yeah, we just picked him up yesterday. He's 8-week-old white and brown King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. Like, so it's a beautiful dog. It's purebred as well. Like, this mother and father were the same breed. Like, so it's obviously from breeders.
That's not a Cocker Spaniel, right?
No, it's not a King Charles Spaniel.
Okay.
So if you just look up King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, so beautiful dogs, really affectionate. They don't get too big, nice for around the house. Like, just really good pets. Like, because my family had 2 of them, and Megan's family had 1 of them growing up. So it's kind of a I don't think it was the right time to get one, but she wore me down, and then and then now we're best buds. So like,
of course.
Like, just some good day today. Like, she was away, so I had to look after the dog. Like, and I had great intention of doing a load of content, but I just started playing with the dog, and that was it. Like, just Also, he did not soil in the house under my watch, so Megan's down there now looking after him, so I hope he takes his shit on the floor.
Oh my gosh, there you go. But then now you're gonna have to watch him every time, so you be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, no, it's just good. Funny, like he's so small, and I was like, right, I'm gonna bring him outside, right? I'm gonna bring him outside and just walk a little bit. I thought we wouldn't get to the driveway, but I just walked the driveway and he followed me. And then I walked a little further and he followed me. Walked right down to the end of the street. And this thing is tiny, like, so it must have been a huge walk for him. So we get to like the park at the end of the street, and for him it was a long walk. He drops the squat, he takes a dump, and I realised I've got none of the special bags. And I hate when someone just comes over. So we walked all the way back, got the bags, and walked all the way back, and we cleaned it up. But he fell asleep for like an hour after that, like, so he had a good day.
Wow, what a good pet dad. I will say, one time I was on a walk with Pancake. We didn't have the bags. I grabbed it with my hands. That's how like desperate I was to not be that guy.
Oh my God.
And my buddy whose event was like, he was like, don't do that. Do not do that, because you don't know what's in that. You could get like, plenty of issues.
You had to be told not to do that.
I just kind of was trying to be responsible, but I guess I should have just doubled back and gotten a bag. So that's I learned my lesson the hard way.
Dogs are amazing. I have a Cocker Spaniel. We bought him when he was, I would say, 2 months old, 2 months year old. Also purebred with everything. Beautiful dog. And he stayed with us for 18 years.
Oh, that's a blessing right there.
18?
It's not, but he was still 18 years. He was still going strong. There was only a problem. He lost the vision. He couldn't see already. So we decided just to take him to the doctor and give him an injection, because he couldn't see. Sad. When the dog cannot see, there's nothing he can do. He was going against the walls, against
126 dog years. That's a long life.
It was amazing. But after that, no more.
Yeah, no, it's tough, honestly. It's dogs are a lot of work, and but they're worth it, honestly. I wouldn't trade Pancake for anything.
Completely worth.
I will say, I will say similar though, like Gigi wore me down. I was like, no dogs, like, I don't like the mess, and she was insistent, and no regrets whatsoever. So Absolute Irwin is asking, if I had the time to prep and unlimited funds, what would I cosplay pick as? I would order a personal trainer, and I would go as Namor next year. So would just get jacked, and that's what I would do. But how about you guys? What would you do if you had the unlimited funds to prep a costume?
Do you have an idea, Shane? Because I still need to think.
I have a Stormtrooper full armor that I paid way too much for from Shepperton Studios.
Funds.
That's right. That's
in
right.
1976, Shepperton Studios in England were contracted to make basically the movie props for the troopers and stuff in the background. So it's made from the original molds. It's uncomfortable to watch, but to wear. It's uncomfortable. Peeing is simply not an option, but it does look the business, like, So a few alterations, you definitely make it a lot more comfortable. But I kind of have the one I want, So
There you go. You've got it. And Bretta, still nothing? You can tell us later. Keep thinking on it.
I really don't have anything.
Okay, all right, fair enough. If something comes to you, you just shout. Equan in the house. Hey, Equan, thank you for joining. Saying pure breed is the way to go. I tell my half Latin baby that sometimes. Oh my!
What's
Keep
funny?
The bloodline
As I was saying, it's a purebred. I was like, "Am I allowed to say that now? It's about dogs. It's okay, isn't it?"
Yeah, it's okay.
This is how PC we've got.
That's right, exactly. Oh man. Big Rib saying it's not Nutella, Marco. Yes, I learned the hard way. It was not Nutella's. So let's talk about some dang figures. Now, Hot Toys obviously unloaded the clip here. And, I think it's been pretty divisive in the community in terms of what they've announced. I know that I personally, and spoiler alert here, was pretty underwhelmed overall by the entirety of what they've, kind of announced compared to previous. And we don't know that this is their summer showcase, but this kind of happening around the same time that a summer showcase would. And I think there's something still upcoming here soon. But in terms of this slate of figures, I don't know that I was blown away. And it seems like they're putting a new spin on things. They want us to be blown away, and I think some folks are. But I'm kind of underwhelmed here. But let's start with this Joker, since we are the Bargain Bin Bros and the Dark Knight Bros, and this is a character that's near and dear to all of our hearts. Joao, what were your thoughts when you saw Hot Toys drop this Joker? Any like big standout moments?
Can you repeat that?
What were your initial thoughts? You saw the prototype images pop up on your phone. Like, what was your immediate reaction to these photos? Obviously, we've had about a day plus to digest. We've heard a lot of people talk about it, but just curious what your initial reaction was.
Oh, my reaction was not only with these photos, because at that moment there was so many stuff yesterday, because I was basically watching it live, coming on Hot Toys Facebook page. They were dropping one after another.
It's exciting when that happens too.
Yeah, it's exciting. Not exciting when it's stuff you don't want. So it's not exciting when it's stuff you don't want. But when I saw this Joker, I think it was predictable. We all knew that sooner or later they would do it. My first reaction was, this will be a day that I should be completely out of Facebook, because will be a war, and so it was. There I only saw posts against Inart, again, Hot Toys vs Inart, Hot Toys vs Inart, that I think are they have no meaning at this moment. Inart had their Joker. Who has the Joker? I don't know anyone that has the Inart Joker and is regretting for that. I think everyone is quite very happy.
Maybe just Kiko with his puffy ass hair, but beyond that, I think everyone's pretty happy.
Yeah, but that it's a easy fix, and as a collector, you should know how to fix those things. But
that's tough for folks of us like who aren't used to the rooted to be prepared. But we got to be prepared now.
You gotta be prepared always. I saw a very good post on I think it was 16 Republic, as there was a collector that received his Joker. Also, he said there was a lot of air, right? And you just need to trim. Many times some figures I also had, you need to trim here and there just slowly, and you can get, because I think it's a problem with this Joker. I think he has too much hair too. I don't know, maybe it's the styling or some way. Anyway, I think it's like this. If you collect hot toys, if you just want one purple coat Joker with rooted hair, Hot Toys now gives you the option. You have the option now. The display base is beautiful. I believe the outfit will be an improvement from the DX11. The head sculpt, I think it's good, but the price that I think this will be like, I would guess $500, $550. I want to see how will the community react to that, because no one wanted to pay 1,000 for the in-art Joker, but there you have two figures. But now everyone is willing to pay 500, 600 for this from Hot Toys. Time will tell, and we will see how fast this will go out on Sideshow, how fast this will sell out, how many pieces Sideshow will have. Until now, for us here in China, we don't have any idea how many pieces we will have of each of these figures. I will not buy the Joker, of course. I don't need this Joker. I have the better one. But I won't get the Anakin Skywalker. I won't get Anakin. And that one will be horrible, but we will talk about Anakin later for sure.
All right, perfect. No, yeah, very well said. So Shane, how about you? So obviously you put a video up with your thoughts, but what was your initial reaction when you saw these announcement pictures?
That I don't need to buy it because my one's better. It's that simple. Like, the first thing I noticed was the rooted hair on this. This is a prototype. How often do we see a Hot Toys prototype and then they're coming out with the product, and the product being superior? There are outliers. We've had it with Killmonger. I think there was a Rey sculpt that turned out better than the prototype, but they are the outliers. And this is probably as good as this rooted hair will ever get. I've never seen a Hot Toys product with good rooted hair, albeit they've never done this wool hair before. It's been all
this
nylon.
is a new era.
Yeah, so now this is the Artisan DX, they're calling it. So we've seen it now with Anakin, but we've seen what Anakin actually looks like. That product that was shown on Sideshow, maybe it wasn't ready, maybe it's a prototype, maybe the person didn't care enough to foots the hair, maybe the person didn't have the skill, or maybe it's just a placeholder for the proper rooted hair. I hope it is going to be better. But looking at this here, I would imagine you're going to get this or a downgrade. And the interesting thing is, I'm not judging the prototype of in-art rooted with the prototype of Hot Toys. I'm looking at both of the sculpts that I got in my collection, the actual product, and comparing it to the best case prototype. So when I saw that, I was like, no, I have no interest in picking this up. And the thing is, Marco, and we stream a lot, like, my default setting for something like the sequels or Clone Wars or the VGM line is, I'm not interested. Yeah. But my default setup for the Dark Knight is, I am always interested. Yeah. So if this came out and I was like, oh man, they nailed it rooted hair, they nailed the sculpt, they didn't put a magnetic tongue there or whatever, I'd be kind of going, okay, I could pick this up and I could pose it like in a different pose and put it downstairs, but I'm very, very happy with the product I have, and I've yet to see someone who has the rooted hair 2-pack gun. Damn it, I'm so annoyed now. I'm going to have to offload it. Like, I think maybe there's this fake narrative that that's how people collect, how the inert rooted 2-pack owners are feeling, but like, I don't know, maybe there's some people that got caught up in the hype, got caught up in the FOMO. That's inevitable. And it's true, there's buy-sell trade groups that are being flooded by them at the moment, but I mean, that's on those collectors. I think I speak for the three of us here. I'd imagine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and Ben Thomas, we're big Dark Knight fans. When we saw that rooted in our 2-pack, we were like, it's expensive. It's very expensive. But if you think about it, like, I got mine for 1,100 shipped with customs. What price would you put on the jail cell with the bench, the metal jail cell, the metal bench, the wooden stairs and all that? What price would you put on that alone?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I would say at least $150, right?
Okay, so 1,100 minus $150 gives you 950. 950 divided by 2 gives you 475. So 475 would be the price by that logic then for a rooted Joker. Go figure. So
Yeah.
hey, look, one thing I will say about this is the collectors who didn't want two now have an option to get one, and that is good. So, by the way, I'm not trashing this. I think this looks good, but I do think the inart has the superior sculpt and the superior rooted hair. And there's accessories you're going to get with the inart you're not going to get with this. And there's also a few accessories you're going to get with this that don't come with the inart, because it comes with like a bunch of different knives, a potato peeler for that scene where you get he gets arrested and they take all the stuff out, and the shotgun.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's kind of my.
Does he come with the pencil, or they just had a picture?
Comes with the
with
pencil
him
as
with
well.
the
Yeah,
pencil?
so him and
Okay,
John Wick can have a.
Yeah.
Have a pencil off about that, but yeah, look, it's a good product. It's definitely that the one on the right is I think is very, very good, and I like the way they angled the shot that hair. I just hope for the people that put their money down for this, the people that want a rooted purple coat Joker, and get this, first of all, can get their hands in it because it's limited to 4,000, and second of all, that when it does come, that the hair is good and it doesn't require too much messing around their foots and so.
Absolutely. Yeah, really well said, Shane. And I think you and Bretta make a really good point about if someone wants a single rooted Joker, this is going to be their opportunity. Obviously, we know it's going to be very limited, so it's going to be tough to get, but this seems like the best shot at it. Really quickly want to answer this question, and I'll give my thoughts. So we got Steve from Casual Nerd Problems. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining. A quick question. How much was the rooted inart one? So to get it to me in the States, in California was about $1,100 all in. So that was shipped for a really large package. So expensive. Like, I definitely had a lot of heartburn about even paying that much for two figures that are pretty much the same figure. There's a beautiful diorama, like Shane said, with the jail cell, but it was a tough pill to swallow, not a nut to swallow, as Ben Thomas would say, but a pill to swallow. And
you hit the nail on the head there. You used the phrase, it's $1,100, and that was shipped. You got with kit, yeah. But then
Exactly.
you said for two figures,
Yeah.
because there is another narrative being spun around by the haters. Oh my God, $1,100 for a figure! Come on, use your maths.
Yeah.
There's two figures and there's a diorama. Don't embarrass yourself.
Absolutely. So when I saw these images here, obviously the comparisons to inart were inevitable, and that's what disappointed me, because I think I've been saying for a while, like, when Hot Toys does this, they're gonna zag. Everyone's saying, oh, they're gonna do another Joker. It's gonna be the purple coat version, and I was like, there's no chance they're gonna do that, because they know they're top dogs. And they don't want to be compared to this new company. Why would you even open yourself up to the comparison unless you're going to come out swinging and this product is going to knock the competition out of, just they're going to be nowhere close. So I never was really supporting the Nurse Joker. I think people say they want that, but like, do we really want a Nurse Joker? But I think
yes.
A bank robber. Okay, yeah. Well, so there you go. There's plenty of people that are saying they want it, but I think a proper bank robber Joker, like, shoot, even give us a diorama like Joao has with the school bus. Do something very different. That could be a completely different package. You could still do the rooted. You could still do just about all the bells and whistles that you've done here, but it's a completely different Joker, and they would have had my money probably again. I got 3 of the inart Jokers, the rooted 2-pack and the sculpted version, and I would probably buy another Joker. But the fact that they've gone and done something so close to what inart just did, I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like it's a miscalculation, because when you're the top dog, you're feeling like, now to me, the way I'm reading it, they're in a defensive position where they're trying to show that they're, better than the competition. I don't know that the prototype, let alone, like Shane was saying, looking directly at the figure like I've got over my shoulder here, I don't know that it's better. I just can't tell that it's significantly better and going to be worth not only the price, but all the heartburn that it's going to take to secure this one, likely, from Sideshow. So I was extremely disappointed in the way that they've shot the pictures too. And so credit to Charles Zenroom that posted these on Facebook, but really similar. Like, even the base is really similar. They've got one with all the money scattered about, and I get it's the same character, but you've gone and opened yourself up to so much comparison that obviously the community is going to be fighting about it. And maybe that's what they wanted at the end of the day. Maybe that's what they wanted. But I think that it's a losing proposition for them, because when folks get this in hand, I'm worried that it's number one, the tailoring and all the accessories, they're not die cast. It's not going to feel as premium as the in-art offering. And then, like you both have said, we don't know what we're going to get with this rooted hair. So you're going to spend a lot of money for a big unknown. And this is kind of the narrative that folks were saying about in-art back in the day. Like, well, they haven't proven themselves. Hot Toys hasn't proven themselves with this rooted hair at all. And especially, and we'll get to it with Anakin, especially with the prototypes we've seen with Anakin and Wonder Woman on the show floor, they look significantly worse than the prototype images. So, or excuse me, the solicitation photos. So I don't know. I'm worried about this, and I think it was a misstep by Hot Toys. But any other thoughts on this one?
Marco, sorry, yeah, actually,
Please.
Absolute Irwin made a point there that there's been a lot of focus on the sculpt and the rooted, but he said even if you and these two pictures, it's really obvious that like in-art have won the tailoring as well. Because the one on the right, like the coat looks kind of very, very straight down, where it looks a bit more form-fitting on the left. And if you look at the hairline, Heath Ledger's hair was kind of... he had a full head of hair, but it was still thin in his forehead. It was kind of receding a bit. Mm-hmm. And you can see that there with the in-art. I just want to say, like, there are no bad products here on screen. There's nothing here looks bad, but I do think there is a clear winner. Next thing I will say, just to counter your point, you were saying that, like, I maintain that if those Anakin drops, like if all the images that dropped yesterday, or even the 3 teaser images that dropped last week, if we saw that first, would have broke the internet. People would have lost their minds. But unfortunately, we saw that prototype that was on display first, which doesn't look good. Now, just to counter that point, in the interest of bringing a balance, like the first time we saw Aragorn, it did not look good. Like it was unfinished. It was a prototype. It was.
You're not wrong, Shane. You're not wrong.
And then bang, we got those images, which sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a figure or not. I'm really hoping that that's the same thing with Henry Cavill, because I don't think the Henry Cavill looks great. I'm hoping that maybe that's just a work in progress on the way to drop the images, and hopefully the prototype actually looks better. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say on this. Kind of sick of talking about this, and I hate saying that, but I just love this movie and I love this character. But there seems to be, it's like, yeah, it's tiring.
It is, for sure. And again, because of the way they've set up this particular announcement, they've just opened themselves up to so many comparisons that, of course, the community was going to go wild. But you're right, it is tiring because both offerings are good. I think regardless of what people get, they're going to end up either being happy or unsatisfied based on, whatever their expectations were to begin with. So I think the competition is good. I just really wish that Hot Toys would have gone in a different direction with this Joker, or the next Joker offering. Joao, any additional thoughts? I'm sure you're probably sick of all this as well.
No, I just want to mention here a comment from Bob Dylan, because he really has a good point, because
that's a great point.
To secure this Joker, it will not be as easy as you think, right? And I was actually checking now on, for example, if you want to get from Hong Kong, right, Pop Collectibles or Toys Wonderland, they are both selling it at $640 without shipping. So in the end, with shipping and with everything, if you buy from overseas, it will not be very far from the in-art 2-pack. Will not be really very far, considering that is only one figure.
Yeah, that's a really, really great point, honestly. And yeah, so I think the price consideration, there's just too many variables to, compare them one-to-one on that. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense that it's supposed to be the cheaper alternative. And at the end of the day, once you get it in hand, it might not be that case. So yeah, no, that's great. Mario is saying, some of us 6-scale collectors are a bit crazy if you haven't figured that out by now. Oh, there's a lot of passion.
No, Mario this is related with Mario saying that spec
with the price,
fiction is, no, spec fiction is double boxing the in-art Jokers, because he's saying that, for example, for people like him, they want the cheaper pristine, right? And Casual Nerd Problems was saying that double boxing is a whole new level for him.
Double boxing that particular release is kind of wild to me, but yeah, that's wild. The in-art 2-pack.
Oh, the 2-pack, yeah, it's already like a tombstone. Mine came double boxed. It was huge.
Yours did come double box.
I'm just talking about Bob Dylan's point there about by the time, like, if you can't secure this and you have to go aftermarket, then this single rooted Hot Toys one, you might pay 700-800 for it, and then it will look like a bargain. Like, again, shameless plug, Lion Rock Toys are selling this the 2-pack rooted for $1,099, $1,100. You can still get it, and that includes delivery as well worldwide. So I mean, it's still there. This is going to take 18 months, and if you can secure it, and I don't think this is one you don't want to be chasing on the aftermarket.
Good luck. Yeah, it's
that seemed so sarcastic.
Oh man,
you know what that was like? That was like in the Dark Knight, where
this is what I was quoting, but go for it.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Yeah. So your plan is to blackmail him. That's very well done. I like that.
All right, thank you. I'm glad you picked up on that. So Jose is saying, what I've been saying is, why not tackle something new? A scarecrow with a Murphy head sculpt. So I just saw Oppenheimer. I think, we're not going to get any Oppenheimer figures, but maybe that'll renew some interest to give us a scarecrow update, because that's one I've been calling for a while. So yeah, I think anything's on the table at this point. Bob Dylan is saying, Spec Fiction must be quadruple boxing my Joker, explains the delay. I'm really, really looking forward to you finally getting it in hand, and Mario and all the others that have been waiting, because yeah, it's been far too long here. But let me see. So just a few more comparison shots. Hard to compare. I think at the end of the day, if Hot Toys can nail the rooting, it's going to be really strong. And we'll have this debate until the end of time about which version is better. But yeah, it's just they've missed on a few areas. We don't have the magnetic hands. There's no seamless forearms. There's a lot of things that are deficient compared to InArt's offering. And again, they've just opened themselves up to us talking about this nonstop. So yeah, beautiful looking release that in a bubble, I think a lot of folks are going to be happy about. But because there's another version that exists, it's just going to, lead to a lot of animosity amongst collectors. Let's move on to Anakin now. So let me just give my thoughts really quick. I think these are some of the best prototype images they've put out there in the ether. I think that if they can deliver exactly this will be one of the best Hot Toys releases of all time. But I think Mario said it, and I had the same thought. The lack of any genuine leather or any additional premium features makes this kind of a half-assed attempt. It's like they've taken something existing, they've added something really potentially great, but they didn't go the full way to get us completely excited. Now, people are still freaking out over this, but if they would have just gone that extra mile, some really cool premium accessories, some additional materials or magnetic offerings, it could have really been something to chase. But for me, it just feels a bit half-assed. Joao, what were your thoughts?
I completely agree. They had the best opportunity ever to give us an amazing Anakin with leather. Instead of that leather-like material, that's what they are calling. With a better base, the base they are giving with this figure is very simple. This is a very... if this wasn't with rooted air, I would say it was a very poor figure, because it doesn't have anything. It's a very simple base. It's the both lightsabers come with USB connections. Okay, that's good, but it's not any improvement because they are already using that. I just feel like disappointed with the lack of change in the materials, because they could change the materials pretty well and they will look amazing. But the head sculpt and the hair looks really good, and I think this may be, even with all the small issues we are talking about, I think this one, it will be very hard to get. You will need to be extremely lucky to get one of these, because I think these are 3,000 pieces worldwide. Mm-hmm. I will be connected with my mobile, with my computer and the iPad on Hot Toys website, because they will give us the hour that start the pre-order, and I know that I will need to be there in the right second and just add to the cart and pay. And
so this is the same system.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
this is the same system as the Wonder Woman. That it's
exactly.
a third party.
The system is not a third party. Is Hot Toys doesn't have a website in China, So they use their main distributor in China as the website where they put these pre-orders, the official pre-orders for Hot Toys, and it's there that we can pre-order, and they establish an hour, and at that hour you even can add the figure to your wish list, but you cannot add to the cart. Once arrived that hour, you just need add to the cart, and you need to fill everything, pay, and you are done. But Anakin is so popular here that I don't know bots and everything how it is going to work out. I really don't know. It will be
Interesting.
Very, very difficult.
Interesting. Is he so popular because those were the first Star Wars films to release over there, or just because?
Yeah. The prequels here are very strong with the Force here in China.
Got it. It's a Bob Dylan is saying, if they make a sculpted hair version later, you can get it professionally rooted for a fraction. Might have to go that route, or just swoop on someone that's offloading their light side Anakin because they want to try to pick up this version and then take that to get rooted. But yeah, that's a really good point that I had not considered because I'm so out of the custom world here. So Shane, what were your thoughts when you initially saw this one?
Just kind of going back to what I said earlier on, like if this had come out before we saw the prototype that was showcased, I don't know, was it this?
Oh, Jesus, look at this.
Yeah, like if we had seen those images that dropped yesterday before this, it would have been an internet breaker. But I think now this has helped, and rightly so, to temper expectations. I hope that the actual product comes out closer to the prototype than what's on the screen at the moment. And with that being said, this is not the worst rooted hair I've ever seen. I do think with a bit of manipulation and futzing, I believe the word is, it can be looking right, but that would be on Sideshow. Sideshow should have, maybe this wasn't supposed to make the internet, but if it was there, it was there for a reason. Maybe Sideshow should have just get Terry Smith onto this. I fail to see how Terry Smith wouldn't be able to sort this out.
Exactly.
The man's opposing God. Look, if it turns out like the prototype, and I hope it does for those, I think it's 3,000 of them. It looks beautiful. The head sculpt looks beautiful. The expression on his face, the scar, portions look good and everything. Pity they didn't go the extra mile and take an opportunity and give us the leather tunic. Because this is the thing, they're taking shortcuts when they shouldn't be taking shortcuts. It's pretty obvious the in-art aren't taking shortcuts. They're taking bloody too long, and I'll look. There's I don't pledge any allegiance to in-art. It's like if they make something good and I like it, I'll get it. But there was issues with my Joker which are getting sorted, but it's pretty damn slow. You know what I mean? So, I just hope it turns out good for the people that are really interested in it, because I do think it looks stunning. It looks like a real life movie shot, not this on the screen.
I wonder. Do you guys think that, for example, for figures like these, the Anakin or even the Joker, do you think Hot Toys will use some way to pack the head sculpts like in art does, or they will just push the head sculpt into that clamshell? And when you take it out of the box, it's the hair all messed up, and you just need to work by yourself.
I'm afraid they don't even know yet, honestly. I obviously we talked about the Wonder Woman being prepped. You should have that here very soon.
Yeah,
I don't know that they've got a game plan.
I should have my Wonder Woman maybe in 3 or 4 days. So I'm actually expecting to see how that. I will actually not open my Wonder Woman. I won't see an unboxing by someone before, because I want to see how that comes out of the box. Because if that comes with the hair all messed up and placed in the clamshell, I'm considering not even open mine and just give it a spin for other collectors.
Scalper.
There we go.
Why am I a scalper? I don't want. It's not
That's
a scalper.
me
But
winding you up.
the last time I had
the
last time I had not rooted, but was Gamora from Guardians 2, and I had a hard time with that hair, and I didn't like it all the way the hair looked like. And I don't. Woman hair is not as easy as a Joker. It really needs to. And Wonder Woman, the hair, if doesn't look good, it ruins the sculpt completely. If the hair
that's the
is
reason you're
not-
buying that. Yes, it's like a significant other, an ex trying to come back and say they've changed, right? In the past, they've got a really shitty track record, but all of a sudden they want us to be like, no, we've changed, take us out to a nice dinner. And so you kind of have to prove first that you can be trusted with this stuff. But Joao, if your Wonder Woman comes and you don't like it, just throw it across the room and I will gladly take it off your hands. So just let's put that deal in place. But yes, go ahead.
They
Shane.
can't clamshell.
How can
They
that
can't
Bane
clamshell
still
this.
in one piece?
It's incredible, honestly. Like this is once I finish the display back here, he's definitely going up here. But yeah, he's he's thriving over here. But you're right, Shane. They can't do a clamshell. They've got to have a really premium way to ship these, or else it's going to be the whole line's going to be a disaster.
I thought the InArt's idea was good. Put them in separate transparent tubes, have a lid on them, have them securely attached to the bottom. You obviously know what I'm going to say now, but I'd seen some reviews where they said there's a little bit of a glue or something used to stick the scope down to the bottom of that tubes they come in, and it was actually quite difficult to get them off. Now, that's a first world problem, because I wish I had that issue. Mine were rattling around those tubes. I'm surprised they weren't absolutely completely cut the crap.
I tell you,
what I mean?
mine was a pain in the ass to remove. I had to use
we
air
had
dryer
opposites.
for that glue to soften. Was a black stuff. I don't know what to use.
See, mine was just right. I just twisted a little bit, popped right off. So they got it right with mine for sure.
Yeah. Oh well, that's okay. So
Yours were flying inside the jar. They were.
Yeah,
Shades
yeah.
were-
and that's why I think I'm such an advocate for the rooted hair, because they should have looked like Sideshow Bob. And there's a few stray hairs there. I just literally patted it down. I haven't used a brush or a toothbrush. I haven't used water or any sort of product. I just kind of patted it down and manipulated it. Now I could do with styling a bit better, but kind of unless I touch that, I know people haven't been as lucky, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the end of the day, I think, do we trust Hot Toys with the rooted hair? I think we all are skeptical, and we're going to see here very soon. If they can pull off the Wonder Woman, then so here's my thought process. If they can pull off that Wonder Woman, then I may consider going after this Anakin. If they can prove to me that they can ship something that's really close to these beautiful images that we've seen, it'll increase my interest level significantly over this DX Artisan line. But if they can't pull that off,
the Wonder Woman is not the DX Artisan.
I get it, but that's kind of their first foray into the wool hair, right? So,
The wool hair.
so if we really want to hand wave something, we could say, well, that was a different line. That was just for Warner Brothers 100. The DX line is going to be different.
That was a
That's
testing
right.
one.
So they're going to be like, we're different. We've changed. So at the end of the day, we're still kind of...
That's why they write there stunning hair craftsmanship.
Every time I see that, that's hilarious.
My point on this was, I said it in 2 or 3 videos recently, that I had a really good English teacher back in the day, must have been about 16, and he used to say, when you're writing, the best kind of authors, they don't tell you, they show you, they don't tell. They don't tell you, this guy, he's really athletic. They show you running. He's running through he's run through a city or something like that, or he can bench X, Y, Z. Or they show him doing something, or they don't say the character is very smart. They show him solving a problem or something. Whereas this is very much high quality craftsmanship. It should be we should see the hair and go, wow. And that's a very good segue there. So this is the stunning craftsmanship they're talking about. I really, really hope that this was just a really ill-finished prototype.
I think Hot Toys send these to Sideshow on purpose, just to play with them. We give you here these.
They must have a
prototype
rat
that is
in
all
the-
messed up. And
They're trying to suss out the rat in the crew here, but no, yeah, it seems like definitely a big miscalculation to have this out there if it wasn't quite ready to show off. Really quickly want to give a shout out to Brian Fontaine. I know Shane and I were big 6-scale Scavengers watchers back in the day, so really glad to have the Scavengers back. We had TC on Collecting Weekly, I believe, last week. So, Brian, thank you for joining. Okay, so anything else to say about the Hot Toys Rooted Hair before we move on to a few non-rooted figures?
I hope it's good.
No. Yeah,
I hope it's good, because
I hope I can get one.
I've dodged a bullet on this Anakin because I don't collect prequels. I have the Superior Joker, so I have no need to get this one. But they show me, like, I don't know, they show me a Terminator 2 rooted Sarah Connor and the prototype images look amazing. I'll take the risk. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Like, I take the risk, but I would rather see one or two of these figures first and go, yeah, actually, they've done a great job, so I can, move on.
Yeah, we need that data for sure. So really refreshing to hear that Joao will have his Wonder Woman in hand, and hopefully that is the start of really a beautiful new line of wool rooted hair figures. And I will say, like, if it sounds like I'm really critical of Hot Toys, definitely not rooting for them to fail. I've given them a lot of my money. Definitely rooting for both them and InArt to succeed, and any newcomers. I think that the more high quality figures we get, the better. Does that mean increasing prices? Perhaps. And so that's kind of what the next thing I want to talk about is, are the bargain bin deals over? Now, none of us know, but I just want to know, are you afraid of this new reality where they're going to have a lot more limited figures? I was saying when it was just me at the start, I'm a little bit anxious about it because it reminds me of collecting Jordans, collecting other premium shoes where, you've got to be Johnny on the spot to try to get something. But if you really, really want an item, you might end up having to pay these crazy aftermarket prices. And that was one of the things that I loved about Hot Toys is you could get something that you wanted, and that's no longer going to be the case. But Joao, how are you feeling about this new strategy they're trying out?
Yeah, these limited editions with the number on them, I think caught everyone off guard. But we were asking for this. We asked for this so many times. Do limited editions. That's the way you can bring back the value to the collectibles and everything. We ask for this, and this will not be for every release. I think this line they are doing, the Artisan, I think will be very specifically for some characters, because it's interesting. If you see the Anakin, they don't brand him Revenge of the Sith. They don't brand him anything. It's Anakin Skywalker, and I think that's where this Artisan line will go. They will pick from various IPs some figures, and they will do this one, and I think that's how this line will go. And probably this line will be from now on the limited edition line for Hot Toys. We can call it the premium line. For the rest, I think it will be more or less the same. One thing, however, I'm noticing, the prices are not going down as they were 1 year ago. The prices are stabilizing a lot, and I'm seeing for figures here in the market here, because here the market here reacts way faster than over there in the US. But I'm seeing, for example, the Moon Knight is keeping the retail and over retail steadily without moving.
Interesting.
Fennec Shand is going down, but very slowly, but is going down clearly.
She's not Moff Gideon.
She's one?
She's not Moff Gideon.
No, she will not be a Moff Gideon for sure. But then you see things like Cad Bane that is going up every day. Cad Bane, this figure is going up every day. You go now to I was checking the Pop Collectibles or Toys Buying Agent, I don't know. They were having Cad Bane for $450 or $460, something like that. The Cad Bane prices are going up a lot, and those Bark Speeders and the sidecar and everything, those prices are going up. So probably we are going to see more of these. Luckily, the figures I really wanted, I pre-ordered. The ones I didn't wanted, probably I will not have chance to get, even if I want them later on. But I'm fine with that. As long as I have what I want, I pre-order what I want, right? Mm-hmm. I will need this to get that Peacemaker very early, or else I will pay a lot of money, and then I still need to ship it to Ireland. I
That's
need to
right.
get that Peacemaker very,
Shane's
very
Peacemaker.
early.
Yeah.
You
That's
should have used
awesome.
a tap out excuse there, man. You know,
Wow.
all you would have
No,
to
no,
say
no, no,
is it wasn't a real bet. I was joking, and I wouldn't have
No,
held
no,
you
no,
to
no.
it, and I still don't hold
No
you
way.
to it.
No way. We are going strong.
Maybe you can contact his sponsor, Toys Wonderland, and just buy it from them.
Am I allowed to swear on your channel?
Of course. Come on,
Can you
that's our
imagine?
channel.
I buy from Toys Wonderland and put the shipping address of Shane, and they send him a
Cyanide.
a stormtrooper commander or something.
That's right.
Like that on purpose.
That's
No,
right.
he's not behind me anymore. He's downstairs. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Shane, what are your thoughts on if the bargain bin deals are over, and are you kind of afraid of this new reality we're in?
You have connections. You always
I-
have bargain pins. You have connections.
I don't think. I think some things just remain constant. Supply and demand controls price essentially. I have yet not seen anything to suggest that Hot Toys are making smaller numbers. I don't know. I would suspect Sideshow are just biting off what they can chew now, as opposed to, over ordering figures and people cancelling and them getting stung with stock. So what I think is the deals are still going to be there, but they're going to be there for the figures that there is lots of because people don't want them. I think they're just going to be deals for like side characters and unpopular character because no one wants them. But in terms of like the popular character and stuff like that, we're not going to see. I don't think you're going to see as many of those deals out there. It doesn't mean you can't get them, but you won't be not on Sideshow. But then again, Sideshow are still doing BOGO deals. They're doing like buy two, get one free.
Yeah.
And then they were giving away stuff. They were giving away Captain Marvels, I think.
I
I
think
know
the holographic
that's
Iron
exactly
Man
my
and
point,
Captain
though.
Marvel.
No one wants it. Do you know what I mean? And again, no offense if you've got like Captain Marvel in your collection, she's your favorite character, but say the masses will gravitate towards the main characters. Like if you're a collector like myself who's not a completionist, so I don't get everything under the sun, I pick key characters. I cherry pick, like, and I don't necessarily need the kind of the character made a cameo for 2 minutes, or the villain's best friend, or the whoever, like. There are exceptions, of course, but
The
I still
villain's
think
best
there are
friend.
going to be deals out there, but maybe not necessarily deals on the figures that you want.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be fine, right? If there are still some deals, but there's certain ones that are going to be really rare or exclusive, I think I'm perfectly fine with that reality. I just don't want that to become the norm, where if there's a brand new, so for instance, let's move now to this symbiote suit Spider-Man, and this is one that I was like wiping my brow, like, oh, thank God they didn't try to make this limited. And they're smart, they know what they're doing, because this is going to be a top seller for them. But if they had made this one an exclusive like they did with the other Spider-Man 2 figures, I would have been upset. I would have been like, give me a chance to just get this one at retail. Now obviously they're doing this a special edition sculpt that's going to be a must for most of us. And let me get to that there. So they're going to kind of lock me into buying from Sideshow, but okay, that's fine. So they're really throwing off the way that I've normally collected, in terms of going to my smaller mom and pop stores to get a lot of deals. Because on this one, it's going to be Sideshow or bust for me. But so let's before we get too deep into the Spider-Man talk, I just want to ask: are there any additional iconic characters you'd like to see from this DX Artisan series? Anything that pops top of mind? I'll open up to either one of you that may have one that you can think of.
Considering that when we talk about Artisan series, we are considering that must have rooted hair, right? That's
I would assume
or
that's
not.
probably a key factor in this. That's a defining characteristic of the Artisan series. We could just assume moving forward.
Sorry, what was the question again?
What other iconic characters would you want to see from this new Artisan series, the DX Artisan series they're creating?
And you mean like a realistic guess, not actually what we really want?
Shane, this question is not so fucking hard, and you're making it complicated. No, I'm joking. Whatever. Honestly, throw a wild ass guess out there. Whatever
I would
whatever
love to
you would
see a
desire.
Terminator 2, Sarah Connor,
Heck
with
yeah.
rooted hair done correctly. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Maybe a John Wick.
John Wick, yeah, actually, shoot, that might actually be a perfect one for them to do. So, two
But
really
this
good
is a
guesses.
good example of a character that I'd be like, oh man, they made this the Artisan series. Now it's like 3,000 or 400, 4,000 limited. I've got to jump through a few hoops. I've got to find a Hong Kong reseller to ship me this. And then like I run the risk of, is it going to look like John Wick or John Tech? You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
that's the problem. Like,
Yeah, I think that's the tougher part too about Hot Toys doing, these limited runs is their consistency is kind of all over the board at times. And so, for the most part, we know what we're going to get. But let's say you've spent $600 on a Artisan Series figure and it doesn't come out exactly like the prototypes. That's kind of a scary proposition. So I almost want them to get a few characters under their belt in terms of release before I ever take the plunge, but I don't know that that's realistic. But Joao, any iconic characters that pop top of mind?
Because need to have rooted hair. Interesting.
So let me check with the chat. They're saying
I
a
don't
proper
think so.
Chewbacca would be cool. Sarah Connor, we've got a second call-in for that as well. John Wick, like Shane said. Let's see. P-Rock saying, I don't want to see any new figures. Fix the current DX line and actually make DX-worthy figures. Does this mean the current DX line will get cheaper in value? No, I would assume everything's going up. But that's a great call. Fix your current line before you start tacking on additional complex layers to it. Joker J saying Han Solo. Any Han Solo. Call it the waiting room series. I don't care. Just put out Han already. Yeah. Han would be incredible, honestly. Maybe that's why they never put up the John Wick for pre-order or showed more from that teaser. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that maybe they're pivoting here. It seems like they're doing things by the seat of their pants. Would you all be upset if they did a Pedro Pascal Mando with rooted hair too soon? No, I think that would be a cool one to do. Honestly, like I'm happy with what I've got, but Mandalorian seems like it may be a a no-brainer for them eventually. Ripley from Aliens, that's a good one, Shane.
typo, sorry.
Oh no, all good, all good. We got Trevor in the house saying Ripley as well. Yeah, that would be incredible. Boom. Okay, so Joao, per usual, sorry to put you on the spot. I guess we're just gonna get nothing out of you from these imaginary questions. But if you think of anything, just holler. So I'm gonna start with you on this symbiote suit Spider-Man. You're obviously going to be playing the game. Are you going to be playing it upon release, or are you going to wait a little bit?
I'm a waiter. I always wait. I don't buy a game. I cannot buy the games at the launch price.
Because you're going to
It's
have
crazy.
bugs. It's going to be more expensive than it will be in a few months.
Bugs, patches, patch day 1, patch day 2, patch day 3, patch first month, patch second month. I prefer to play later on because it's a long game. I need to find that exact time that I know that I can play the game. This is releasing when? Is there a date?
I want to say it's like the last quarter of 20, or the last 2 quarters of 24.
Oh, so we still have more than a year.
I think so. Let me just verify here, but
No, it's fine. More than a year. Jesus.
yeah. So I think we've got plenty of time, And it
Yeah.
seems like Hot Toys are accelerating things, but yeah, they still got a huge backlog.
But I think this suit looks really really good. It's beautiful, well done. I think was one of the figures that catch my eye most yesterday when they were dropping everything. And not being a limited edition it's smart from them, because these, like you said, these will sell like hotcakes. It's a really good figure. Yesterday I already talked with Mario also about this, and I think they are going deep again on this VGM line with this new game. I think we are going to see so many suits.
So many.
I don't know. I need to be very picky with this line, because I don't want to get all the suits like the other VGM line. There was so many, and some didn't make as much sense as the others, and they all see a huge drop in price those suits. You could get it very very cheap. But yeah, I really like this one. I think it's looks amazing. Um, and I think it's well priced too. I like the price and I like this. I mean, I'm not I'm not like offended that this is all plastic because we know this is like that plastic that I already used before. But I think looks cool anyway. I think having your Spider-Man pose like this looks really really cool. And with
Yeah.
that edition exclusive, the special, why you said you need to go through Sideshow? You think because we also have that here.
No, so sorry. For me, it's likely going to be right. I either buy it from overseas or I buy it from Sideshow. And, given just like the material of this one, all the little fragile pieces, I'm probably just going through Sideshow. So if there's a problem,
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm covered.
I think
but yeah,
these, if I'm not mistaken, they are reusing these what do you call these? I
the
don't
legs,
call it.
the Iron Spider legs.
Yeah, they are. This is what we saw before with Iron Spider. The golden. They made these with golden color. I think this is
I think
exactly
the
the
Iron
same
Spider
one.
ones were bigger, or sorry, smaller. I had the Iron Spider, and I remember I think they were skinnier legs. These legs they look chunkier. They look a lot
Okay.
bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be the case, honestly. And this has got me curious now. In the first game, you could use the spider legs as like a special power, but the first two figures that we've gotten of Spider-Man have these legs as like a prominent feature. So are they going to play into the game like significantly? I'm really curious now. Like, is this a game spoiler perhaps? Yeah, it could be a cool way for the suit to differentiate itself, but we're going to find out here very soon. So Shane, what are your thoughts on this symbiote Spider-Man? I know you're limited on the amount of duplicate characters, but is this one that you're considering?
No, it's look again. I try not to give out advice on my channel, but I do think a good piece of free advice I'll give is if you're new and you're getting into this game, decide what IPs are important to you, decide what movies and TV shows are really, really important to you, and whatever gaming lines, whether it's Clone Wars, prequels, sequels, whether it's 80s stuff, pick your lane and go, this is the hierarchy. Maybe like write down all the IPs you like and then just literally pick your top three or whatever. We can't buy everything. We don't have unlimited space. We don't have an unlimited budget. This is one of the lines I just rule out. I'm not a gamer. I'm thankfully not a gamer. I played games. I played San Andreas back in the day, and I remember playing Enter the Matrix and a really cool Batman game. But again, they were
They're
just
going to say Centipede, and I was going to kick you off the stream.
no God. I was buying. Basically, there's a few games that I was like, okay, I want to play this, but it was usually because I like the movie. For example, I played the Batman game because it was based on Batman Begins or something like that. I played the Matrix game because it was based on the Matrix, as opposed to just playing games for the sake of playing games. I'm not a gamer, but I have yet to see a photo from this or gameplay from this game that doesn't look good, and I've yet to see a Spider-Man figure from the VGM line that I didn't think looks cool. But for me, I've got to rule out this line, or it'll just get out of control. There was a time where I was on track to have 9 Spider-Man, 9. The Homecoming,
Jesus.
the Infinity War, 2 upgraded suits, the oil change battling damage one, Andrew, Tom, the integrated suit, and the final swing. 9. No one needs 9 Spider-Man. So I've had to sell off 2 or 3 Spider-Man and go, right, what's important? And still I'll probably end up with 5, which for me, that's too much. No, this looks amazing. That accessory, a lot of accessories are a bloody plastic hologram. And if holograms what you're into, fair enough. This is a real special edition piece. This is beautiful. When I saw that really bright blood red trapped inside that symbiote black suit, I thought, what's Alan, the 6-scale gallery, going to do with it when he takes photos? What's Kiko going to do with it? This is a beautiful piece, and the way it pops there, just it doesn't looks like it belongs. I suppose it doesn't because the symbiote kind of took him over, but everything's so gray, black, white, and then you got this blood red coming through. I think this looks awesome. But
Yeah.
pass on a lot of things that look cool
Combination.
to things I like.
Could this pass for your MCU symbiote Spider-Man though? Could that tempt you to, make this one the exception?
For me, no. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But for you, you can do whatever you want. Essentially, you can do whatever. I can see a lot of people who are diehard comic book fans whose collecting is rooted in comic books, getting this and going, yeah, this is my symbiote Spider-Man or Black Suit Spider-Man, whatever. It looks amazing.
and we're probably going to get that symbiote in the MCU here within the next few years, right? We got Secret Wars upcoming, so we'll probably get Tom Holland in his own version. And I've got some issues with the symbiote suit for sure. All the pattern designs that they've decided to do, look, it differentiates it from other versions we've seen, but I feel like I don't love it as much. Like, it doesn't feel as streamlined. Now, we still have to play the game. I'm sure I'm going to become very attached to this version of the suit because I love the first game, and I have no doubt that I'll really enjoy this one. So yeah, it's not a perfect release for sure. So overall, so I got to say though, this is the one that excited me the most of all the kind of. It was a mixed bag of things that they announced, and this is the one that was like number one. Thank goodness it's not going to be behind some crazy limited number. And number two, thank goodness they're doing it and announcing it already. So extremely hyped about this one. Let's just move on to this last figure here that we're going to talk about, and then we could probably call it a day here. This Tony Stark. This is a Latino-ass Tony Stark for sure. He's got to be on LWO. This is someone's Theo, 100%.
Juan Pablo.
That's right. So I like the concept. I want a standard, just standalone Tony Stark. That's something that I aspire to have eventually. I just don't know that this one's going to be it. But Joao, how are you feeling about this this Iron Man Mark 7 suit up?
When I was young, I had some neighbors. They were from I think Venezuela, I guess, and their father was very similar to this Tony Stark with that
Handsome
mustache. Yeah, handsome man. But I don't know. It's just the expression. I don't know. For me, it's like this. When they go now into this the different way they are doing the sculpts, because you can see so much details on his face. Sometimes, and this happens a lot with statues and especially with JND, sometimes when you want to go hyper realistic, you lose the likeness on the way, because they are trying to give so much detail into the face, to all the details, that probably there was something that was lost on the way. I think it depends also a bit with the way you use the eyes, because the eyes here will play a bit of the idea we have.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not only Tony Stark, right? This is the suit up version.
Exactly.
Is something that I'm really not into. I will be lying if I was even interested on this. I'm not. But for Iron Man fans, I think every Iron Man is welcome. Iron Man collectors, they want them all. So I'm happy that for the Iron Man collectors, it just shows that Hot Toys keeps doing Iron Mans, and I think they will never stop, because it's also the IP that here is more popular, because the Iron Man here is like is the biggest superhero is here, and everyone loves. But yeah, I'm happy if you are into these suit up versions, go for it. Looks amazing.
Absolutely. And I will say one benefit of this one is, like, the racetrack suit was a material that it seemed like it was going to get eaten up by the suit up effects. And this one is probably going to, stand the test of time a bit easier if you want to pull pieces on and off. So I think this is a better design overall to do the suit up. But Shane, you're an Iron Man guy. This one pique your interest at all?
No. I like it, but no. Head sculpt is a miss here. I think it's maybe forehead's a bit too long, or something about the mouth as well. Like an open mouth was a strange choice.
Absolutely, everyone is calling him Mark Anthony here, and that's pretty spot on, actually.
They've done so many different RDJs, and so many of them are really good. The Battle Damage Mark 85, the Mark 47 is a good sculpt. Even the old Mark 6, even though you just take off the faceplate and it's just this much of the face, but you can still tell it's RDJ. I can see RDJ here as well, but it's definitely not their best RDJ sculpt. Really, really like this suit up. It's a fantastic scene from a fantastic movie. I like the way it's a casual Tony Stark look. Pity didn't say Black Sabbath above it, because the t-shirt does say Black Sabbath. Obviously, that's a licensing thing. I'd imagine 1/6 kit are going to have these 1/6 scale long sleeve Black Sabbath T-shirts or somewhere like that going to be selling the customs
No doubt.
in anticipation for this. And if I was getting this, I'd be definitely getting that because I'd want to say Black Sabbath. It's really cool, but no, it's not for me. It's a suit up. I need to limit the amount of Iron Man. Now, if I had the Mark 7 and I had to get a suit up, probably would be this one. It'd be cool just to have it like, I know this one, the floating one, and then just have the Mark 7 behind it or something like that. It'd be a really cool display. Yeah, it's a cool concept, cool idea, but if the head sculpt, should have been improved. But I guess this is for the diehard Iron Man fans who need everything.
There we go. Yeah, I think I'm right with you, Shane. Like, this is a cool concept overall, like an intriguing design, but the execution just is not quite perfection enough for me to be like, I need this. I mean, I think even if it was, I probably would be like, okay, it's beautiful, it's a near perfect figure, but not for me. Like I said, I do want that standalone Tony Stark. So this is tempting, but I think there's just too much coming out. I can't do it, and I do like the wrist. What he does to summon the suit because it hides those wrist pegs, so it almost looks seamless. That's like a really nice, really nice design. So, that's. So I think we're all in agreement that we were pretty underwhelmed with these releases from Hot Toys. Excuse me, releases announcements from Hot Toys. So I just want to ask, and this will be the final question we have here. What other announcements can Hot Toys make this summer to maybe get you back in an excited mode, right? Like, I think Joao's going to go after the Anakin. He's going to go after the symbiote suit Spider-Man. I'm probably only doing the symbiote suit Spider-Man. Shane, I think you're safe from all of these announcements. What's the one thing that they could announce, or a few things that they could announce this summer that you'd be like, okay, I'm all in. I'm back, baby.
Terminator 1, Kyle Reese. Terminator 2, Sarah Connor with rooted hair. The Colonial Marines 12-pack 1/6 scale drop ship. The entire cast of Cheers would be nice as well. Friends would be fantastic as well.
Friends like Joey and Chandler?
Yeah, Joey. No, give us all 6, man. You need all 6.
Oh,
I'm completionist. In a real world, I'd take the Feral Predator from Prey and John Wick.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So John Wick need the rooted for you to go after it, or it's okay if it's sculpted?
No, I wouldn't need the rooted. But again, like I don't know.
You want only John Wick? You don't want Kane?
I don't know, man.
Kane is a civilian.
Kane was blind, and I thought that was a bit jumpy to Shark. Now, to be honest, I was like, John Wick jumps the Shark enough, but I just thought this dude's blind. Like, this would never happen. John Wick would never happen in the first place. But I'd have to watch the movie again, and I think it would be nice to have them paired together. Yeah, and I do like him, man. What's the guy's name again?
No, if you think John Wick will never happen, you need to come to Russia, and you will see what we have here. We have pretty crazy guys over here.
Wow! All right, all those bear wranglers. So Joao, what's going to get you hyped this summer?
I, for example, these are minor things for you, but now I don't know if that Sideshow Con, everything they were showing there, if that's going into the pit of the coming soon forever and ever, or if those are really, because I think it's interesting that Hot Toys didn't announce one figure that Sideshow show in their Sideshow Con. Hot Toys did this summer showcase completely out of seems they sent stuff for Sideshow and said, okay, you don't go to San Diego Comic Con, you just want to do your con in your house. We send you some stuff for you just to show, right? But I want those covered Mandalorians. No, I really want those covered Mandalorians. So I wanted those. The 89-bit computer, exactly. I wanted this bat computer. The 22-bit Batmobile is not something that I must have, and I probably will not get it. But John Wick, I would like to see how they tackle that line even with the Kane. And not much more. I would like to see some more stuff from Mandalorian, but I think that line is already melted, and we will see what we are going to see now is starting. I would guess next month we are going to starting to see stuff from Ahsoka, because it's less than a month that we will start the series, and if Mandalorian, because I think Mandalorian will appear there with Grogu, they will appear there, even if it's only to have lunch with Ahsoka, they will appear there.
Little tea party.
They will appear there, even if it's just
Eat
for
the
a
little
quick lunch.
macaroons.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, just to have a quick lunch and to
that's
show the
funny.
N1. The N1. We all want the N1, but we don't have space for it.
Mario's beard is safe.
That's
Yeah.
right. Safe. So I will say, another wrinkle that we've talked about in the past is because there's the writer strike and the actor strike, Hot Toys might need to start going back into like older properties again, right? Like they do a good mix of it, but if there's not things coming out for a while, Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 might be pushed, Mission Impossible, all of the films that were set to come out next year might not come out for a while. So we just don't know what the future holds. So we could get older stuff, but I think what could get me hyped, I still need things from Terminator 2. I've got nothing in my collection. I know Shane's gone back and, added our Grail, but I'm kind of holding out for, we know InArt said they'd do it eventually, but I want Hot Toys to do something. You don't have to do it at the Artisan series, but give me some die-cast parts. Give me just an awesome T800 and a T1000. I will be extremely happy. The 22 Batmobile, I think that's a great call right here. So the 89 Bat Computer also would get hyped. Cal Kestis, so we're really only going to get that one trooper from Jedi Survivor and then not the main character. Classic Hot Toys, so fucking bizarre. But again, we know that there are licensing limitations, but I would assume Disney and Lucasfilm and EA probably want them to do a Cal Kestis. So do that damn figure. And then where's Andor? I think this ship may have sailed, but we got to get an Andor.
Andor figures. Sorry,
Come
no
on,
one
he will
wants.
go with the Rogue One line. I've got now a few. I just added that Jyn Erso in disguise. I've got the KX droid standing in for
You got
K2SO.
Jyn Erso in disguise.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny Lee. He sold me his Jyn Erso disguise.
Whoa,
Awesome figure.
That's a grail already.
Yeah, he gave me a nice little hookup there. So, just Mario saying Bretta just made me shit myself a little. I don't know what that's in reference to, but hopefully you're not at work.
You think it's about the John Wick and the Russians.
Okay.
If later, if you give me time, I just want only to justify what I was telling. I would just want to tell a story that will take only 2 minutes.
No, do it. Take as much time as you want.
Well, take me out of solo because I get very nervous.
I know, me too.
And then I cannot.
That's why I do it to you.
Okay, so
You should have seen me sweating earlier when I was here by myself. I was like, I don't want the spotlight.
I saw once, and I was there back in Moscow. A guy, but this is true. You know what is a slingshot, right? Slingshot.
Yeah.
And you know that stones, sometimes when you were kids and you were near the river and you throw the stones for the stones to jump, those stones that are very thin.
This is sounding pretty biblical right now, but yes, we know.
I think Shane knows about this. We catch that stones and then we want to make them jump.
Skip the stone in the lake.
Yeah, a very thin stone. He was facing a lizard. A lizard maybe the size probably like this.
Oh my.
Like not big. This is a perspective, but it's not big like this.
That's not big to you? Oh my.
With a slingshot, he looked the lizard in the eyes. The lizard looks back at him. And this is about for 10 seconds. He shoots the lizard. Nothing happened. And then you see the lizard like this.
Wow.
Open in half.
Oh my god. Just skipped it along the back of the lizard, huh?
Like
Holy
this.
cow. That's incredible. Saved your life. That lizard was
Didn't save
you.
my life, but there are John Wicks out there.
Oh man. Dang, well that's that's some serial killer behavior, but good
Good story,
good
not
on
enough
them.
pencils.
Good story, what?
Good story, not enough pencils.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's awesome.
You're killing P-Rock in the chat.
Holy shit, am I high or did this story actually just happen?
Just happened, P-Rock. You are a crazier one. I have photos.
Oh my god! Wow, he's got the photos too. That reminded me of Resident Evil, the first one with the lasers, where the guy jumps through and then just melts. Anyways, I think yeah. So I think I've listed out my summer showcase wish list, and we shall see what Hot Toys comes out with. But enough with these limited. I don't want to deal with Sideshow's stupid website to try to get something. Luckily, nothing has been anything that I absolutely need, but the day that it comes where I'm like, that is a figure that I desperately want, and I take an L on it, I'm going to be pretty frustrated. So either
Before we
Sideshow,
go,
you get your shit together. Yeah.
Only thing that I'm afraid is that many people here are saying that these Anakins and these limited editions are basically coming very soon. It's not next year. It's few months. They will start to drop, and this is even more scary.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that actually is almost what we've been asking for. It's like tighten the production run, give us a numbered run, release it quicker. So I guess that's a kind of a careful what you wish for scenario. You're right, it's scary because there's just so many figures that still need to be released that you're throwing in another $600 item or two onto that pile. That Jenga pile could definitely break soon. But Shane, any excitement about potentially adding one of these figures and then it coming out right away if it was a character you really wanted?
Yeah, if it's a character I really want, I'll probably take the gamble on it if it has rooted hair. But I do think it is a gamble because they haven't shown us anything. Like took the gamble on Inert. They hadn't even shown us a figure of rooted hair. They hadn't even shown us an actual figure, and that paid off, thankfully. But yeah, I'm kind of sitting there going, Wonder Woman dodged that bullet, Anakin dodged that bullet. Already have the Joker want, dodged that bullet. Happy enough, but it's going to happen where they're going to put some absolute banger up there. The prototype images will look good, and it will have their new rooted wool hair, and it'll be part of the artisan line. I'd reach out to Lion Rock, to be honest. I wouldn't go to Sideshow route. I can't. I just got that a quarter scale Batman in. It was my last order with Sideshow. As in, I say last, but I've got like $150 or $60 worth of points now with them, so I'm obviously going to use them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But essentially, they're not my primary. They're not even my second or tertiary retailer. But the quarter scale came in. I had to pay €150 worth of customs on that.
Oof.
You know what I mean? So that's the price of the quarter scale, which is expensive. The price of shipping to Ireland, I think it was like $80, and then that's a hard pill. I can't afford that. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I go with places like Lion Rock and so on, or even I think Toys by Nation as well do similar no customs. But so I wouldn't want to go through Sideshow for that reason, and that's not a slight on Sideshow. They can't control the customs here in this country. Mm-hmm. I'd reach out to Lion Rock and go, right, this is one of those 3,000 or 4,000 artisan series. Will you be getting it in stock? And then see if they are, and if they don't, then I'll go to someone else and just work it that way. Maybe Kit or whoever. Like,
there you go. You got to have some other workaround, like you're saying. Bob Dylan is saying, by the way, the UPS strike may have been averted. Well, that'd be great to hear if those drivers and folks were able to get the concessions they were asking for, because such essential services they're providing. So thanks for that update, Bob Dylan. Trevor saying, I love that people are upset when there are limited numbers, and also upset when they reissue figures so more people can own them. So yeah, you definitely can't have it both ways. I'm one of those, especially because I'm a newer collector. Like, if more people have the opportunity to get it, that's fine. It doesn't devalue what I've got here. I don't necessarily plan to sell anything, so I'm reissue it as many times as you want. Definitely one of those things. So I think we can wrap here. It's going to be tough because we still got 40 people in the chat, but Joao, what's upcoming on your channel?
But if you have any other topic, we can go on. Don't worry.
Okay, I do have some other topics. All right, if you're going to challenge me.
It depends on your time and on Shane's time.
Yeah, that's right. I know Shane's probably got to go off to dinner, so maybe we'll handle one more topic.
No, I'm good. I can stay for another few minutes.
Yeah, so let's talk about some deals that you may be waiting on. So we're talking about, at the start of a new era, end of potential, some bargain bin figures we just don't know. Is there anything that you're still holding out for? I will. So Joao, I'll start with you.
That deals what that I'm waiting for the price to go down.
Yeah.
Is that I'm still with that one, the Boba Fett K2SO. I'm still
The KX
searching for
Enforcer
that.
droid.
KX Enforcer droid, exactly.
How are
I'm
the prices
still-
looking over there?
They are a bit down, but not down at the price that I'm feeling giving the money for it. Is not a figure that I really want, but since basically if I'm collecting Mandalorian, I'm also collecting the Book of Boba Fett. So and Book of Boba Fett has so few figures that it's not difficult just to add them together. So yeah,
They're basically an extension of the Mando line,
Exactly.
right? It's just
basically will be that one, and I'm also eyeing the Tumblr, because the Tumblr prices are very attractive here, because they are I see very good deals, and basically those two. That's those two that I really have time to wait. I'm not in a hurry for those, and when the occasion appears, I will get them. Of course, I'm still searching for over, I don't know, 2 years for the Ghostbusters, the 4-pack from Blitzway, but that's other thing that it's almost a dream at this moment, that because the prices are completely crazy.
I'm sure you'll add a set there eventually. There's just so much coming out. Someone will need to liquidate those. Yeah. So okay, that's a nice little list. Shane, how about you? What are you waiting on to hit the bargain bin or just swoop on a deal in general?
Oh yeah, I want the 3 Spider-Man, and I have Toby on pre-order. I'm trying to get an Andrew, but I think the integrated suit, if it hasn't already, I think it's already bargain binned. I know Joao was saying
so.
the price dropped down in China. I'm gonna wait until I see that on a buy-sell trade group for cheap.
Do you need the
I just
deluxe
want
with
to see
that base as
No,
well?
no
Okay.
deluxes. I don't want any deluxes. I won't use those bases. For what I want, I just want to treat them, having a chat. So yeah, I am looking to see when I'm not in a rush to get the integrated suit, but I want to pick it up to have the 3 of them together. So I'm going to wait until that absolutely hits the floor. Then I see a good deal. Toby, like I said, I pre-ordered the Andrew. I don't know. I think that might go in the direction of Cad Bane and Moon Knight that Joao was talking about. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but yeah, I will be. Again, I'm not like, I'm not like in desperate need to get it, but it will be coming home, so I'll be looking for some sort of a deal there. What a strange one. The Batman Begins 2.0 is awful. I have got an OT Customs cape, and I've ordered the Jackson shoe cowl from 1/6 Kit,
Oh,
which I
you're
think
ready.
is due. Pardon?
You're ready then. You got all the pieces.
And because how the issues with the Batman Begins suit, it's it's not. You can get it cheap, and I think you probably get it cheaper. I've told that the second batch, Ian H and Silver Fox got the second batch, and he said it's actually matte, which solves one of the problems. The cowl I've got should solve another problem. The cape, another problem. And actually, I'm going to tell you this little story here. I started thinking about this when I had Dean Knight on the channel, and he's like, obviously a diehard Batman Begin fan, and he's customized a few of these and stuff like this, and he knows, he knows the stuff. So I took a lot of his advice. And on one of his videos, he's got this like his own custom-made Batman Begins figure, which he took various different parts together, and he has it standing on this little base. It's just a generic kind of a building corner, and it's quite narrow. It actually is a base that comes with one of the Spider-Man 3 figures, but like it's not branded Spider-Man. It could be any corner. But the beauty of it is it's so narrow that Batman can stand on it, but the long cape can drape either side of it, so it's straight all the way down. And you see how long it is, and it looks really imposing, like, and it wraps around him in terms of just gathering. But I was looking for that, and that particular piece on eBay, it goes for $50-$60, and like shipping to Ireland would be another $50-$60. I said, you know what? When the cowl comes in, the cape comes in, and I try and hunt down a bargain on this, the matte 2.0 second batch of that Batman Begins. I'll worry about it then. Ian H and Silver Fox hit me up the other day and goes, "You still looking for that base?" Yeah, I found you one and sent it to me. I offered him money, but I didn't take it. But I was just like, that is like legendary. That kind of, encouraged me more to kind of go, okay, I need to track down one of those matte bodies, and then it'd be interesting putting them together. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. I don't have to do too much messing around with it. So yeah, integrated suit waiting in the bargain bin, and then hopefully a second batch of that terrible Batman Begins 2.0.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've kind of thought the same. I'm a little bit scared about, all the additional costs of the other pieces, but the fact that we've got some matte bodies out there, it's tempted me a lot. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how that comes together for you. I'm also interested in that integrated suit. I think that that's one that is really cool. It's a cool design, but definitely not at the price they were initially asking. And the one that, when they announced that Miles Morales from the Spider-Man 2 game, kind of the 2.0, I went back to try to find the 1.0 or the original version. I didn't realize it was already waitlisted on Sideshow, but Pop Culture still has it. And I'm gonna wait on a sale for them. They're always dropping those discount codes, and I think when they finally get that sale with the cat in the backpack, I think that'd be a really cool look. So one that I was only semi-tempted by, but now if I'm going to be adding the symbiote Peter Parker, I think this would be a cool one to kind of stand alongside him. So I don't do the companion pieces that often, but I think this would be an interesting one to go after. So I think with that, we could probably wrap here. So Joao, tell us what's coming up on your channel. You're doing a stream tomorrow, yeah? Or
Yeah,
I don't know. It's probably yesterday in your timeline, but
No, it's still tomorrow, Wednesday. It should be around 10:30 a.m. EST, if everything goes to plan. Yeah, that's what's going on. After that, what more? What do I have more? I don't have anything planned at this moment. I'm trying my best to go to China Joy this weekend, the convention here in Shanghai.
oh really? Okay.
But the problem is that the major players like 30 Hot Toys, even Inart, no, Inart is in Japan. They are in Hong Kong for HK. I forgot the name. Because China Joy and that Hong Kong happen in the same time. So I'm kind of thinking, should I go to Hong Kong or should I go to Shanghai or should I not go to any? I'm not sure now, because just when I was arriving home tonight, they got again this alert. We got an alert for a typhoon coming.
Oh my!
We just got one last week, and there is a second one now that is forming. It's forming into a super typhoon, as they call it, and should be land here on the 27th, 28th. And the con is exactly on starts on 28. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, besides that, I will also be on LWO on Friday evening. It will be hosted by P-Rock. So if you guys haven't yet, you can first subscribe to P-Rock, and then you will receive your notification to the LWO. And happy days. It's all good.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you for joining, and yeah, plenty of good stuff coming up. Hope that you just stay home. Hopefully that typhoon is just avoided altogether, but yeah, that's scary times for sure. Brophy is saying stay safe, Joao. So, Shane, what do you have coming up on the channel?
You're
on mute, my friend.
It's amazing. Shut up. Why you?
I was gonna let him go for a long time. I was like, I can't do it to my boy. He's a new dad right now. We gotta give him some leeway.
Sorry, yeah. The next Monday, obviously the Hope Show. So it's 8 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and midday West Coast. So that'll be up there. Monitoring any kind of release or announcements that get made over the next few days, and putting up the pre-order preview or release reaction videos. A few shorts as well. I got a lot of CCFL infusions in lately, so there's some shorts up on the channel, more to come. And I need to do some reviews on Besbin Luke and Cad Bane be coming in. I wanted to do them today, but then I just the puppy was just too bloody cute, so I just spent the day with the puppy instead. So yeah, I'll be doing them. Going to wedding tomorrow, so I'll probably do them maybe Thursday or Friday. Well, actually, no, I won't. Thursday I'll be useless. Friday.
There you go.
I have one question. Do you remember last year, if my memory serves me correct, there was two waves of summer exclusives. Wasn't there like Toy Fair exclusives and then Summer Showcase, something like that? Two
Yeah.
different waves. Am I misremembering?
No, that's normally how it
No,
is.
that's
Yeah,
true.
there are the
Yeah.
waves.
But this
So
year
we
there
had
was no
one
Toy
wave.
Fair.
Yesterday we had one wave, yeah?
Yesterday was Summer Showcase.
Summer Showcase. And we've got another
Well,
wave.
Is that the case though? Because the Anakin was a Toy Fair exclusive, so that could
Where?
have been the Toy Fair. The rooted hair Anakin is a Toy Fair exclusive.
Where? Oh, exactly. It is.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
waiting
kind
on
of
the
hidden.
Summer
but yeah.
Showcase then.
Oh.
I think so. They're not clear, but I think we're still waiting on the Summer Showcase.
Was RoboCop
No.
Summer Showcase? No?
You are crazy.
Well, we know that.
RoboCop was a summer Showcase item. Yep.
Wait a minute. Where is that photo? Jesus Christ. Where is the photo? Do you have the photo with all that they announced yesterday?
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
You don't have it. You are searching.
Oh yeah, I'm searching right now, searching high and low. So Shane, you're onto something though. I think that we've got one more wave of announcements.
I
Again,
don't
because
think
it's
so.
Hot
I
Toys,
think
it's
that's
not really.
everything. I think it's everything.
Joao,
don't-
you can hope and pray, but I think that they're gonna, do one last dump of figures
Oh,
on
they
us.
didn't write anything. They didn't say some. No, because it's like this. The Summer Showcase, they only titled Summer Showcase was the last 2 years, because I think it was because of the pandemic. They start to label this Summer Showcase, but this time they didn't branded it. And Bob Dylan just sent me the photo here. Yeah, they didn't mention anything. Right? No.
So I think there's another wave
Here
to
we
come
go.
between
We
now
got
and
it
the end.
now.
Do you really
We
want
got it
another
now.
wave? Let
Yeah.
them rest a bit. Jesus,
No.
so many stuff.
Only because
No.
there was so few things that I wanted from this. Like if I was all in on all of this, then I would have been like, no, like chill. But I think because this stuff was ultimately pretty underwhelming for me. We didn't even talk about the League of
Reddit.
Legends
Jesus.
or this stuff here.
Because no one knows, no one on the panel knows anything about that. Let's be honest, like, you know.
Can you please close that? We don't need to see your email and GG email. You can hide that window.
There's no email there.
There's emails.
There you
I'm
go.
seeing the emails.
Yeah, he's right. I'm gonna start emailing you spam.
Wow.
And sign you up
okay.
for like shopping products.
Here you go. Watch. Just for my friend Joao here. Here we go. We'll streamline the whole thing. Boom. So yeah. So Joao, tell us what it says up there at top.
Doesn't say anything. This has nothing to do with Hot Toys. And
Okay, classic. Naturally.
and I think you don't have. You will not see anything more. Believe me.
Okay.
will not.
Well, you would know.
These two, the Black Sun, the Cayman, those ants or what's that? Those two,
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
they will. You can get them in the Hong Kong Fair and in China Joy this weekend. You can pick them. There will be 100 of each. There are people in Hong Kong that will camp from tomorrow. They will camp outside to be the first in line to enter in the convention.
Wow.
The Beatles, exactly, in the convention, because it's 100 limited. This is huge in Asia. These characters, these they are huge in Asia. This for scalpers is, this is hot pizza for them. So I don't think we will
Hot
see
pizza.
much more.
So David's asking for a shot of the puppy here. So Joao's saying we're not going to get any more. So I'll
Oh.
take his word.
This is amazing.
So
Santa
cute.
Cruz. I thought this brand was already extinct.
No,
I
it's
had
still
the
getting,
Santa.
still getting, yeah.
I had the Santa Cruz skateboard when I was a teenager.
Yeah, they're still there. So we still don't have a name for him, but like we need to name him
Amazing.
today. Otherwise, I keep calling him Buddy. So I'm
You don't have a name for
Call
him?
call him.
You don't have
Pardon?
a name? You don't have a name for
I've been
him?
calling him Buddy all day, going, "Here, Buddy, come on, Buddy, do you want to eat something, Buddy?" And he just seems like a buddy. But my mother
looks like a
actually
damn
texted
buddy.
me. Mother showed I showed my mother some videos and stuff, of him, and she goes, "What about Cosmo?" And I was like, "How on earth did you come up with that? I think that's a bloody cool name."
Cosmo is from
Nice.
the Guardians of the
Guardians,
Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like-
So
I like
he'll be
that.
named by the end of the day anyway. So
Call him Grogu.
no.
Grogu. Oh man, well, what an awesome addition to the family. So
Congrats.
Yeah,
excited
it's
to-
1-to-1 scale.
congratulations.
Rooted hair, great articulation,
Yeah.
sound effects. Doesn't have any LED function, but I don't know how they got the actual heartbeat to work. But craftsmanship, high level.
And I will say you've graduated out of 1/6, so yeah, you finally grew
Yeah,
up. You're out of
1-to-1.
there, so yeah. thank
Welcome
goodness.
to the real life collecting.
That's right, 1-to-1. He's joined the big boy club now. Absolutely, everyone say, watch out, Pancake. There's a new dog in town. That's true, yeah. So we need to see more of Cosmo name pending on the next stream. So if they're ever allowed in the collection room. But with that, I will just say check out Collecting Weekly tonight, 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time. I won't be on. It's my dad's birthday, so we've got some cool special guests. So stay tuned for that one. LWO on P-Rock's channel, like Joao mentioned, 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern time this Friday. And then hopefully another episode of the She Said No podcast once Gigi is done with the bar, which will be tomorrow. I'm sure the first thing she'll want to do is stream. No, I'm joking about that. But hopefully, maybe next week we can get her. We can get her back on the channel here. So we got to open the wallet and take her out to a nice dinner first. But with that, thank you to everyone who joined the chat today. Thank you to Joao and Shane16 Figure. Catch you all on the next one. Peace out.
You are now watching the Bargain Bin Bros. You're goddamn right.
You know, my voice cracked on that, so let me do it again. Okay, we'll catch you. We're going to catch you on the next one. Bye.
You are now watching the Bargain Bin Bros. You're goddamn right.